Hey, this is Ben from WODprep, and right now I'm going to help you get a better score on CrossFit Open Workout 16.1. We're going to go over a few things. First, here's the workout, okay? Make sure you go to games.crossfit.com to figure out exactly what the standards are for the division that you are in. I'm not going to take time to go over every single one, so I trust that you're going to be able to do that on your own. All right, so let's get right into it. This workout is all about breathing. 20 minutes is a really long time, and that means you need to have a really strong strategy before you dive headfirst into this workout. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to talk about strategy. How can you attack each piece of this workout? And then after that, I'm going to talk about a couple really important equipment considerations to make sure that you get your best score possible. And make sure you stick around until the end, because I'm going to talk about how you can win free knee sleeves this week. All right, the first thing that comes to mind is the overhead lunges. This is the big kahuna in this workout. This is what's going to slow a lot of people down because most people don't do overhead lunges very often, and also it's what you're spending most of your time on in this workout. So first thing to notice is the barbell can be overhead any way that you want. That means you can have a normal clean grip or push press grip, or you can have a snatch grip. I highly recommend changing your grips as the workout goes on. You're probably not going to change your pull-up grip very much. You're probably not going to change your burpee too much. However, you can change where you put your hand on the bar. So you'll see here how I'm doing a few reps with my arms narrow, and then I might do some with my arms in more of a snatch grip. What that's going to do, it's going to fatigue different parts of your shoulder as the workout goes on. So you're not going to feel like you're just crushing the same exact muscles every single time you do the lunges. Instead, you're going to fatigue different areas of your shoulder, different areas of your upper body as the workout goes on. Another hugely important part about these lunges is I promise you're going to be much better off if you can stay unbroken. Even if that means taking a little bit more time on the pull-ups, taking a little bit more time on the burpees. If you can stay unbroken the whole time on your lunges, that is going to improve your score a lot, because every single time you drop the bar, you might actually have to move back a little bit if you didn't get past that next 5-foot segment. Every time you get past a 5-foot segment, that's kind of like your next stopping point. So if you drop the bar, you're probably going to have to go backwards. Make sure you read the rules on that. Also, if you drop the bar, it's probably going to take you a really long time to actually pick it back up. So I really, really recommend get it in your mind, get focused right now, and make sure that you're ready to do those lunges completely unbroken. And in a second, we're going to talk about one special thing that you can do for these lunges that's going to make it a little bit easier, but we're going to wait until we get to the equipment section of this video. A quick side note, if you're doing the scaled division, you're not doing overhead walking lunges, you're doing front rack walking lunges. The only thing I would say there is you can play around with a crossed arms grip like you saw the one girl doing, or you can have it in your actual front rack position. It might be smart to vary those. Just practice that and see what works best for you. All right, now with the burpees, it is time to think about slow and steady wins the race. I want you to develop a rhythm, and I want you to stay in that rhythm the entire time. There's a couple different ways you can do burpees. You can do burpees the Rich Froning way, where you pop down, pop right back up, and then hop over the bar. I don't know about you, but for me, this is extremely fatiguing, and it gets my heart rate up way too much. The reason is because you have a tendency to hold your breath. So regardless of what version of burpees over the bar you do, make sure that you're thinking about breathing the entire time. This goes for the entire workout. Breathe the entire time, and make sure you keep that in your head. I would even write it down on the ground. Breathe. That is the key to this workout. So you can see here, this is actually the burpee technique that I recommend. It's a simple step up, jump, and spin over. Make sure that you're leaving the ground with both feet and landing with both feet. That doesn't mean that you have to do it quickly. Just step up, jump, spin, back down. If you can develop a nice solid rhythm that works for you, you should be able to just cruise through these burpees no problem. Okay, now it's time to move on to the chest to bar pull-ups. There's a couple really important things here. If you can't knock out 15 chest to bar butterfly pull-ups, I highly recommend not trying butterfly in this workout. Butterfly is very shoulder intensive, especially if you don't know how to do them really efficiently. So if you're not able to do butterfly pull-ups with lots of efficiency, I highly recommend just sticking with normal kipping pull-ups. That's going to help you get your chest to the bar. You'll actually be working your arms more instead of just your shoulders, and that's really going to help you when it comes to the burpees and the overhead lunges. Also, one thing to note is that I recommend having a set rep scheme going into this workout. Personally, I think I'm going to start the first few rounds with sets of 8 unbroken, and then I'm going to see how I feel. However, for most people, I love chest to bar pull-ups. For most people who aren't really proficient at them, I'm going to recommend something along the lines of 3-3-2 or 5-3 or even 4-4. I think that's really going to help you in the long run. Make sure that you're staying consistent. So if you can force yourself to jump up to the bar, knock out 5 reps, hop down, take 2 or 3 nice deep breaths that I've talked about in other videos, and then hop right back on the bar. If you can stay consistent with that, that's going to help you in the long term instead of just trying to come out of the gate, hitting a bunch of big sets unbroken, and then absolutely falling apart. Another thing to consider is you can actually mix butterfly in with normal chest to bar pull-ups, and that's, again, going to fatigue different parts of your shoulder. Much like I told you to widen and narrow your grip, vary your grip with the overhead lunges, same thing goes with the pull-ups. You can change your grip, you can change which type of chest to bar pull-up you're doing. Just stay consistent. Don't sit there and be all over the place, jumping from butterflies to normal to some sort of version we've never seen before. Just stay focused, have a plan, maybe knock out 5 reps butterfly chest to bar, and then finish with 3 reps of normal kipping. That could be a really great compromise. Also, a side note for those who are doing the scale division, obviously it's not chest to bar pull-ups, it's actually jumping pull-ups. So the key for jumping pull-ups, use your legs. Your legs are so much stronger than your arms, so that's literally all I want you to think about. Make sure you get your measurement correct and use your legs to the best of your ability. Jump as high as you can without smacking your face on the bar, and you actually shouldn't fatigue your shoulders very much with the jumping pull-ups. Also, make sure that you're not controlling your way back down, because that's going to absolutely destroy your shoulders and biceps. Just jump up, get that chin above the bar, and then relax back to the ground. If you relax and let your arms just extend, just simply grabbing onto the bar, that's going to be so much better than controlling yourself down, because that negative is going to wreck your arms. Okay, now it's time to dive into the equipment. So there's a couple special considerations for this workout that I think some people might overlook. First, when it comes to the lunges, I 100% recommend wearing a pair of knee sleeves. I actually have 2 pairs. I have one pair that I use when I'm squatting really heavy that's super tight and actually cuts off my circulation a little bit. Don't use something like that. I have another pair, my rebands, that are a little bit more loose. They're very pliable, but they give me support. I highly recommend using that simply because you're going to be able to actually kind of bounce that knee off the bottom. You could see in the workout, the 2 athletes, Emily and China, both were kind of barely touching their knee to the ground. That's because a lot of gyms have some seriously hard rubber matting, and it's almost like bashing your knee up against concrete. All you need to do to prevent that from being painful, to prevent any hesitation from you actually touching that knee to the ground, is throw on a pair of knee sleeves, and you're going to have absolutely no issues just touching that knee to the ground and getting right back up. You can see here in this video, when I use a pair of knee sleeves, I'm able to just touch and get right back up. It's almost like a touch and go deadlift with bumper plates. You're touching it and picking it right back up. Another consideration for the lunges is wearing a belt. Even though this is mainly a shoulder workout, there is quite a bit of core involved when it comes to the pull-ups and the overhead lunges. There's a lot of core stability. So if you find yourself being really unstable, there's a couple things that you can do. You can, 1, wear a belt. Only while you're doing the lunges. Literally just tighten the belt for the lunges, and then when you're done the lunges, loosen it. It won't get in the way for the burpees as long as you loosen it, and it won't get in the way for the pull-ups. But when it comes time to tighten your core down and hit those lunges, if you just simply pop that belt on a little bit tighter, that's going to give you a little bit more stability. I personally am not going to be using this simply because I think my core will stay stable enough. But for those of you who feel a little loose when you're doing those overhead lunges, adding a belt could be a really easy way to just tighten it up, especially when it comes to those later rounds. For the chest to bars, let's talk about equipment there. Obviously, I've talked about grips before. I highly recommend wearing some form of pull-up grip that'll allow you to get a higher grip on the pull-up bar. So if you have a good pair of grips that you like, make sure you wear those, or you at least have them right next to your pull-up bar so that you can slap them on really quick if you feel like you're about to tear. But the biggest thing here, I think, is taping your pull-up bar. Now, I haven't checked the rules to make sure that this is okay, but it was perfectly fine last year, and I used it, and a bunch of other athletes use it with some really good success. And that's simply taking a normal roll of tape and taping where you grab the pull-up bar for your chest to bar pull-ups. It is incredible what a little bit of tape will do for your grip. Most pull-up bars, after being used by hundreds of people and hundreds of workouts, they get pretty smooth and they might become slippery. Simple fix for that. all you have to do is tape your bars with just normal tape. I just wrap it around, and then when you put your hands on, especially if you have chalk in your hands, those suckers are going to stick. Now be careful, this will make you more prone to tearing, so be really sure that you don't overdo it with your grip and you're not death gripping that pull-up bar, because then you're actually going to rip and you're going to be bleeding everywhere. So don't blame me for that. But if you want to make gripping the pull-up bar a little bit easier, it gives you just a little bit more pull, I recommend taping your pull-up bar. Okay, I hope you like this video. I try to keep it short. So if you want to win a pair of knee sleeves, 4 simple steps can get you in. You'll get 1 entry if you share this on Facebook. So I can see everyone who shares it. If you share it on Facebook, that gets you 1 entry into the drawing. If you share or tag someone in the comments on Facebook, that's going to give you another entry. If you tag 5,000 people, I'm not going to give you 5,000 entries, so don't spam your account, but simply tag one of your friends other than yourself, and that's going to give you another entry. A way to get a 3rd entry is to tag someone on my posts on Instagram. So I have a couple posts that I posted about 16.1. If you simply tag one of your friends on Instagram on any of those posts, I'm going to see that, I'm going to write your name down, and I'm going to make sure that that gives you a 3rd entry into the drawing. And then last but not least, you will get 2 entries into the drawing if you are on the WODprep email list. So all you have to do is go to this link. It's just wodprep.com/open. Make sure you're on the open notification list. If you're on that list, that's going to automatically give you 2 entries into the drawing. I'll be drawing for a pair of knee sleeves on Monday right after the submission, so make sure you stay tuned. I'm going to send out the winner via email. Another thing that's cool is that when you're signed up for that email list, you are actually going to get a complete strategy guide where I go even deeper into the warm-up, the food, the nutrition, supplements, basically everything that I would do surrounding this workout. If you want that strategy guide delivered to your inbox for free, again, make sure you go to this link and make sure that you are on the WODprep open notification list. So absolutely crush this workout. Remember, breathe and pace. That's what this workout is all about.